With all the discoveries humans have made, still, 65% of the Earth's surface, excluding the land, is unknown, and 86% of the world's species are undiscovered. But science is always progressing, and it seems scientists always have something surprising for us. For example, they recently found out that pigeons can learn art and sheep can recognize our faces. In this video, we are going to show you 10 of the most interesting scientific facts that might surprise you. Please stay with us. Number 1 is, trees communicate with each other. Trees might look like solitary individuals, but underground, they are connected. They use fungi to talk and share nutrients. This network is called the Wood Wide Web. Through it, big trees help young ones by giving them sugars. Sick trees can share their nutrients with healthy ones. Trees also send warning signals if they are attacked. However, some plants use this network to steal or harm others. Despite this, the network helps trees work together, making them part of a big, connected community. So, trees are sharing and communicating beneath the ground. The next is, honeybees can count. Scientists train bees to fly to a flat surface with different numbers of shapes. They taught the bees to always choose the surface with fewer shapes, showing they understood the difference between more and fewer shapes. The bees also learned about zero by choosing a flat surface with no shapes over one with shapes. Here's how they did it. They had two flat surfaces. One had a sweet taste, and the other had a bitter taste. The flat surface with fewer shapes always had a sweet taste. So the bees learned to go there. To teach the bees about zero, they used a flat surface with no shapes and another with 1 to 6 shapes. The bees consistently chose the flat surface with no shapes, showing they understood zero. They took a bit longer to choose between 0 and 1, but they still got it right. This is a big discovery because bees are the first insects shown to understand numbers, including 0. Number 3. Most of the atoms in your body came from dead stars. 13.8 billion years ago, the universe began with the Big Bang. It cooled, forming particles that combined into the first simple atoms, hydrogen and helium. These atoms are the building blocks of everything. Gravity pulls these atoms together, creating these super dense, hot regions that eventually become the first stars. Inside these stars, brand new elements are made, like oxygen, carbon, and nitrogen, the exact stuff our bodies are made of. Cool, right? We are literally made of stars. Massive stars eventually ran out of energy and exploded, spreading these new elements into the universe. So, we are made from the remnants of ancient stars. The next interesting fact is that time runs faster at higher elevation. This is exactly the time dilation, which we explained in the Traveling at the Speed of Light video on the channel. Einstein's general theory of relativity introduces the idea that time and space are relative, meaning time varies based on gravity and speed. So, if you live at a high elevation for a long time, you'll be slightly older compared to people at lower elevation. Similarly, if you're as fast as the Flash, moving faster than light, you'll get old faster than normal humans also. This gravitational time dilation happens because objects with a lot of mass, like Earth, create a strong gravitational field. This field curves space and time. The stronger the gravity, the more space-time curves. So if you're in space or at a high elevation, you experience less gravity, and time passes faster. But don't get too excited. The effect is incredibly tiny, just a matter of milliseconds or thousandths of a second, even if you're in space. Now, have you ever wondered why hot water freezes faster than cold water? The observation that hot water can freeze faster than cold water is known as the Mpemba effect, named after Erasto Mpemba, who noticed it in 1963 while making ice cream with his classmates. But scientists are still debating whether the Mpemba effect is real. The problem arises because any two samples of water, even if they're both just ordinary tap water, will freeze at slightly different rates due to variations in impurities. These impurities can cause differences in freezing points by several degrees. So, while hot tap water might freeze before cold distilled water under controlled conditions, it's not necessarily because it's hot. Instead, it's because of the impurities in the water, which affect its freezing point. 6. The number of bacteria in your body is higher than the number of your human cells. Yes, you heard that right. There are about 10 times more bacterial cells living inside you than there are human cells. In fact, researchers at the University of Idaho found that the amount of bacteria in your body could fill up a half-gallon jug. While it might sound a bit gross, all this bacteria is actually essential for keeping you alive. We rely on these good bacteria to help us extract nutrients from food, produce enzymes, and maintain overall health. So, the human body provides the perfect environment for trillions of these tiny bacteria to thrive. Next, it takes about 8 minutes for sunlight to reach the Earth. It actually takes sunlight an average of 8 minutes and 20 seconds to travel from the sun to the Earth. But if the sun suddenly vanished from the universe, it would take a little longer than 8 minutes before we realized it was time to put on a sweater. We orbit the sun at a distance of about 150 million kilometers, and light moves at a speed of 300,000 kilometers per second. If you divide these two numbers, you get 500 seconds, which equals 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Remember, this is an average number because the Earth follows an elliptical orbit around the Sun, ranging from 147 million to 152 million kilometers. The next fact is, quantum tunneling is possible. For a better understanding of this fact, forget everything you know about classical physics and our world. Quantum tunneling is like the passing of a soul through a wall, where atoms take on a magical form, and this has been completely proven. The best example to grasp this concept better is to imagine throwing a ball towards a wall. If the ball has enough energy, or better said, if its energy is greater than the resistance of the wall, it will actually break through and pass. But if the resistance of the wall is greater than that of the ball will hit the wall and fall. In classical physics, the ball doesn't have the ability to pass through the wall. But in quantum physics, this wall appears as a sheet of atoms. And if electrons or the ball collide with a barrier and don't have enough energy, according to the principle of uncertainty and the wave function of these electrons or the ball, they can tunnel through the barrier. This is truly mind-boggling and turns the whole law of the universe upside down. But quantum tunneling is completely real, and nuclear fusion in our sun proves it. Number 9. Birds are modern-day dinosaurs. 66 million years ago, an asteroid hit Earth. This event caused the extinction of most dinosaurs, but one group managed to survive, the avian dinosaurs, which we now know as birds. But why did birds survive when so many other species perished? One reason is that during this time, oxygen levels were low. Birds were able to adapt more quickly to these new conditions compared to larger animals. Birds' small size also played a role in their survival. Being smaller meant they didn't need as much food to sustain themselves as larger animals did. Additionally, birds had the ability to fly. Flying requires less energy than walking or running, allowing birds to travel long distances more efficiently. This enabled them to escape unfavorable conditions, find new food sources, and locate safer habitats. And the last one is Diamond Planet. There's a planet called 55 Cancri E that rains diamonds. It's made mostly of carbon, and because it's incredibly hot, the carbon turns into diamonds that fall to the surface. But the big question is, how do we get there? Could this be SpaceX's next mission? Please leave a comment. Thanks for staying with us.